up. People would lose their fucking minds if they weren't complicit with the evil. They said, "Oh, that's that, man," and they go about their day because they're fucking complicit with it. They're not normal. They don't really give a fuck. They don't really care about the evil that's going on. Long as things are going good for them, long as they feel good. So yeah, man, majority of these people are gonna die here. They're gonna be left and melted, especially 2/3 of these people. We're not complicit with the evil. All right, the elect, as the scriptures say, sigh and cry for the abominations being done in the midst of them. These people are not sighing and crying, man. And for those that do sigh and cry, they're not attached to the spirit. They can't see the big picture of things anyway. They don't see the solution. These are the only men that the elect of this nation are the only people on the earth that are in the right spirit and see the solution. Yeah, you have people who are calling out the evil, but they don't understand the solution, man. We understand the pathway to salvation, the pathway to fix and reverse all the evil that's been afforded in the earth. You got something, bro? Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, in verse 24 in the GNT, it says, "No, indeed, the more wise people there are, the safer the world will be."
Woo! And by default, in the kingdom of heaven, there are going to be much wise people, right? Because all of this nation is going to be righteous and perfect. But all of the nations are going to be groomed up in the way of righteousness. So it's going to be a much more peaceful place. It's going to be the most peaceful place. You got it, bro.
It says, "No, indeed, the more wise people there are, the safer the world will be. A sensible king can be depended on to give his people this kind of security."
It started with the Howard Shah, all right, King David, the 12 and on down. They're going to be sensible kings everywhere. And wherever those men are, it's going to be like having a temple. All right, so righteous judgment is going to flourish in the earth, which means peace is going to flourish. Simple math. All right, but all those lofty terms that people talk about, they have the pageants, Miss America, oh, world peace. They say all these lofty terms. They're not serious about that. The man on the highways and hedges, walking in the Lord's way, those men are serious about world peace and all these lofty justice. We're serious about the children. We're serious about them. Anybody want to speak on it?
Okay. I got you.
Go ahead. What's up, you guys?
God, I was going to add on to the point because pretty much this is what the elect they will be doing because they're going to be considered the wise when they're put in rulership. This is Sirach chapter 19 and verse 19. It says, "The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality." Right? So the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Sayings, intention, way of life. Right? So what the men of the Lord, the elect, when they're going to be forward and when they are put in rulership, is pretty much, the law, statutes, and commandments, which is that produce nothing but life. And when we live in today's society, man, we see the exact opposite of that. Literally everything contrary to that. Working everything, right? Man can be with man, woman can be with woman. Everything is completely flipped in this world.
Like the scriptures say, you should be as gods knowing both good and evil. We're going to be gods, lowercase g, in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to know the full spectrum of what everything leads to.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
I want to get okay. You got something?
No. I mean, I got a piece of. I'm gonna make a point. Shit, knowing how to win the soul mercy too. That's why we having this experience in the flesh, just like our Lord did. When we change, it's like Yahweh has changed to that Lord. Now you know what I'm saying. Because here in the heaven, you know what I'm saying. You're speaking up for the elect. Like, nah, let him slide. You know what I'm saying. I know what he. I know. Yeah, right. So we'll know how to. You know what I mean. Back and forth.
Perfect.
Yeah. Proverbs 29 and 12. "If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked." If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
All his servants, and this is the man of deception that's ruling. Everything that he pushes is a lie. So the people that serve up under him by default, they're wicked. The scriptures give you mathematical equations to decipher what's what. We know that this is a wicked rulership. We know the people in power are wicked. We don't got to know them personally. They hearken under lies. They forward lies. All right? And by default, the earth is peace has been taken from. There's a scripture that says took peace from the earth.
Red horse.
Yeah,
Red horse. They
it's
took peace from earth.
Well, they 6.
Is it 6? Yeah, this man is taking peace from the earth, man. The red man. So that lines perfectly up with the others, man. The leaders hawking onto lies.
Con. I got another one for you. Proverbs 29:4. The king by judgment establisheth the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it.
Woo! And look, the way this devil rules, for anybody to really obtain ultra success in this kingdom, you're going to be given a gift. You're going to be given things that cause you to pervert righteousness. In order for you to be in particular rooms and settings, you got to pervert righteousness. You got to leave the ways that the Lord has commanded us to walk in and compromise your integrity, compromise your character. You mentioned the Diddy documentary. That's a low-level example.
Right.
And
As wicked as that is, that's a low-level example of what goes on in the elite class. I mean, hey, if you are, you know what I'm saying, a politician, you're really doing the bidding of the lobbyists. The lobbyists.
There's a YouTube page I follow. It's I forgot, it's like PPN Network or something. And the guy, he goes up to city councils in different cities and he asks the guys coming in to work. He says, America first or Israel first? And every one of them, they just look on their face like that. And they say, hey, I'm just a staff, bro.
Yeah.
They're compromised.
Yeah, because they know saying that America first, they commit, you know what I'm saying, they're genocide.
Yeah.
Or suicide, I should say.
Yeah.
You had to say the right thing and do the right thing, you know what I'm saying, according to what the spy had to say, to control the media, to control the lobbyists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta post that in the chat for y'all so you can see.
Yeah.
He just asks, he goes to every city, he goes to the city council, and he asks all the councilmen and politicians, America first or Israel? And none of them. Isn't that strange to you? That doesn't strike anybody as strange? No matter where you go, these people, you know, they're in cahoots with the very people that, just like you mentioned about that word genocide, made me think about who committed the most recent genocide.
Right.
They're attached to the people that are actively committing a genocide right now. So, no, there's only a few good men willing to stand up against the evil doing the earth, but they still left the nation of Israel. Right? You had something now? You had something?
I mean, the point kind of man. I mean,
We get it. Okay, I want to get back to forward because I want to go into how the elect men of this nation are going to be judging righteous judgment on the earth. So, you know, how we just mentioned the politicians and all these city councils, they won't answer the question, America first or Israel first. All right? But in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have 144,000 men who always stand for what's right. And then the whole family of these people are always going to stand for what's right. So there's going to be much peace in the earth. Huh?
yeah, I'm about to say, I'm not
It's like, no, brother,
There's a brother that be cool.
Okay, done. Micah 4. Okay.
This
You can read where it talks about the nations coming up to Israel to learn about ways. Then you can jump to verses 4 and 5.
Okay. All right, this is Micah chapter 4 and verse 2. It says, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, where he will teach us of his ways.
This is in the kingdom of heaven. So in the kingdom of heaven, all the nations are going to be of one mind to learn how to govern, how to deal according to the Lord's way. That's not happening now, which is strikes to the people that are in the home. Right? Nobody's going, well, in a converted sense, they do learn in their ways, but it's in wickedness. All right, this is going to be a righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, bro.
It says, Micah 4 and 2, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Boom. That's not happening right now. The standard that the Lord commissioned this family to have is not what governs the earth. Also in that chapter, it talks about how the nations are not going to learn warning. That too is not happening. So the people that are masquerading as the Jews in the Holy Land, they don't fit prophecy. Okay. Also, these people are going to be immortal when they go back to the Holy Land. That's not happening. These just guys are straight up liars. He hearkens unto lies, like you read earlier. Now, when you jump down, 3:5, when you jump down to verse 4, it says something interesting, man.
Micah 4:4 says, "But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it."
Yeah, man, we're going to be in utter peace. Then nobody's going to make us afraid. Right now, you have these small hats. They're afraid for people to even bring up their history of how they got to that point. The same night they went into the land of Israel, they got bombed. It was conflict. That doesn't make they don't fit prophecy. They don't fit this book that they say they're the people of. All right, but in the kingdom of heaven, keep going, bro.
Verse 5, it says, "For all people will walk every one in the name of his God."
Lowercase g. It says for all people are going to walk in the name of his God, because like I mentioned to you, the scripture tells us we are gods. All right, these people, the elect of this nation, they're going to be governors of the earth. And we're going to be the same way Yahweh Shah is our bridgeway to the Father. We're going to be the nation's bridgeway to right. Keep going, bro.
It says, "For all the people will walk every one in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, our God, forever and ever."
That's not the nations worshiping their own gods. All right? That's them following, dealing with the chain of command. The elect are going to be like gods unto the nations. All right? We're going to be their access point to righteousness. That's a big deal. That's something that you should want to strive for. Like it talks about now, Revelation 27. Hold I come quickly, let no man take that crown. Right? We're not in this thing for the short term or just to feel good or to make a name for ourselves. We want righteousness to be established. We want to be a part of that governing body. Right? That was it on that, bro. Must got any precepts. In Wisdom of Solomon, I'm thinking of it says if you desire throne, that
Wisdom of Solomon 6. Wisdom of Solomon 6.
I can't remember
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 6. So
I got it.
This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and starting at verse 20. It said, "Therefore, the desire of wisdom brings you to a kingdom."
Woo! So the elect of this nation, we're kingdom minded. You look at a lot of people with fringes on their t-shirt, they're not really kingdom minded. They're trying to build here. All right, which is in conflict with what the Lord desires. You don't never hear about great millstones. Right? Oh, we got to get a school put together for the kids. Or we're gonna have this little getaway, this little marriage camp. We're not worried about building. We're focused on the kingdom. We're showing you the mindset, the thought process, and perspective that a righteous man ought to have on the side. Keep going, bro.
God, verse 21, it says, "If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore."
Now, when I think of Elder Yashamamba, he comes to mind when you read the scripture, because he always talks about getting the earth right. That man desires a throne, because what comes along with the throne? Being able to enact righteousness on the earth. So, hey, this needs to be this way. We desire for righteousness to flourish, and that's not for our sole benefit. That's going to benefit everybody. You understand? So yeah, as an Israelite man, you should desire, not just on those low level shit, how you checking on the internet. Hey, what's up, king?
yeah,
No, really,
yep. Body's more than just having some balls, having a throne that you can sit on. It's a female way.
judgment.
Yeah, it's judgment. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to be a good judge, a good ruler, a good king, you have to have discipline. You know? What's his man? Keep on going. Keep on going.
No,
Yeah.
okay. Verse 22, Wisdom Solomon chapter 6, verse 2 says, as for wisdom, what she is and how she came up, I will tell you and will not hide mysteries from you, but will seek her out from the beginning of her nativity and bring the knowledge of her into light and will not pass over the truth.
Look, so when you have access to Sophia, the true wisdom, you have understanding of the mysteries. The Lord has revealed mysteries to the elect of this nation of people, man. The prophet, hey, Amos 3:7, surely the Lord God shall do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. We understand what's about to play out in this society. We also understand the pathway on how to obey the destruction that's coming to it. That's a beautiful thing. And we have the understanding of what righteous judgment looks like. All those things combined, you can't lie to a man of the Lord. They're able to see through it. They're able to see through deception. That's spiritual power in itself in the kingdom ruled by this warlock that constantly bombards you with enchantments and lies. That's a spiritual. That's spiritual power on a low level to be able to see through all the enchantments that he's casting on the people.
That's all.
Got it.
Proverbs 28:11 in the NLT. Rich people may think they are wise, but a poor person with discernment can see right through them.
So yeah, the scripture says Job 9:24, right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They have all that, so they will be considered rich, right? Carnally speaking, all right? But the prophets, the men who are spiritually rich, can see through a carnal individual. The things that are unseen, like it talks about in Hebrews 11, the spiritual things are much more potent or powerful than the carnal things. So a man that's spiritually endowed is going to overcome the carnal man, man, because the Lord is with that man, regardless of the access and resources that he has to. And the world is about to witness that again on a higher level than they did in Egypt. All right, because Pharaoh, right back then, right now, Esau's the new Pharaoh. He's the one that has access to all the resources. He's the one in power. But the Lord's going to use this low people to tear him and his kingdom down, like it talks about in Isaiah 47. Sit in the dust, there is no throne. All right? So again, we're able to see through the lies and deception. And really, we're the juggernaut in the earth, man, because the Lord is with us. The Lord is covering and protecting us the same way he did in Egypt. But it's going to be in a greater fashion this time. I think that's Jeremiah 15, where it talks about they should no more talk about the deliverance of the North Country. Okay. You know?
I know what you're talking about.
God. So a greater deliverance is getting ready to take place in our time. And that's prophecy. And if somebody calls himself a teacher or a believer in the scriptures, they should be occupied in prophecy. When you go to Revelation 19:10, it says that the spirit of the world, of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is the spirit of prophecy. That should be something that's a pivotal focus for a believer in the Bible. Y'all got that precept? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 7 says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Now, the deliverance out of Egypt is world renowned. It's a big deal. There's no place you can go to on the earth that they don't know about that deliverance that took place. It's written from different perspectives in other people's historical accounts. It happened, right? That this slave class of people took down the world power at the time. The Lord is saying he's going to get ready to outdo that. And that deliverance runs through generations. So what is the deliverance now going to look like? It's going to be something that we can't even fathom. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, but the Lord liveth, which brought up, and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, right. For all the country where I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
All right, so the north country would be America. All right, the scriptures talk about all 12 tribes here being oppressed together. We know that through prophecy. This is the one place on earth all came together and we were oppressed, right? This is the north country. Now the question you got to ask yourself is, if you know this place is going to be destroyed in a worse fashion than Egypt was, why would you be invested in it? Don't get me wrong, you got to work and survive here in society. But your hopes and dreams shouldn't be in this place when the Lord said he's getting ready to destroy it. It doesn't make sense. You don't start to decorate a house that's set for demolition. So it's a money pit. What are you doing? But that's 2/3 of these people, and that's the majority of the people on the earth. And they're invested in America, Babylon the Great, when the Lord's getting ready to destroy it. Got it.
Michael 4:10 says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now thou shalt go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, which we know that field, according to the book of Matthew, is the world, man. All right, it says, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies.
You got it, bro.
Just to back your point of what we just read, bro. You know, the Lord is going, the mass majority of Jake is here. So the Lord said we're going to be scattered amongst, the whole corners of the earth. So the Lord is going to come back and he's going to save our people. All right, from the boat from America and the rest of the scattered Jake amongst the four corners of the earth, man. It's going to be seen,
Now, bro, got it.
Hey, if I can make a point too, it's gonna come with signs and wonders like he did before in ancient Egypt, man. That's why I say in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, the Lord is gonna send his hand a second time. I mean, what is it, Isaiah? But it says 2nd Ezra 15, the Lord is gonna send plagues on Egypt again. You see, as before. So the Lord, the deliverance is gonna come with signs and miracles. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord is gonna do on the behalf of the elect, man.
I got a quick one for you. Second Peter's 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. Earth also and the works there that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Because as the saying, man, can you read the from the beginning? Yeah.
Seeing that then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Key word is seeing that these things are going to be dissolved. Because the Lord, he done gifted us with foresight to ultimately see the ending of this place. Now, we ain't going to say we know to the very T, to the very detail on exactly how the Lord's going to do it. But we got a generalization of like, man, this place is going to be done. And it's going to be done. And at the end of it, it's going to be destroyed by nuclear thermal missiles. Right? So with us seeing that, man, what manners of persons are you to be? And then in all holy conversations, as they said in there,
God.
So,
in all holy conversation and godliness.
exactly. So how should you be conducting yourself, knowing that this place is going to be destroyed? As the priest went into earlier, how don't be putting all your eggs in this one basket, right? Because this place is going to get destroyed anyway. So if the more you put into this place, the more entangled you are going to be within this place. All right, we're called to not be entangled with the affairs of this world, right? Because if you're entangled with the affairs of the world, then you're not going to want to let these certain things go. That's why Yahweh Bashion Shah can't give you everything that you want on this side, right? Because you still got to know that one, this is a punishment, and two, that the Lord's gonna get us out of this shit eventually, right? So you don't want to be decorating pretty much in a pile of shit when shit gonna get thrown away, right? The Lord gonna give us something new and far better.
Yes. Just back your point. Yeah, said, we don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's, Isaiah, 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 9 in NLT. It says, now our knowledge is partial and incomplete, and even the gift of prophecy reveals only part of the whole picture.
Exactly. It only reveals part of the whole picture, right? We got a general, it's like looking at a shadow, man. You got a general understanding of it, but you're not going to see the details of the face, the nose, the mouth, the teeth. But the shadow, we got a generalization of it. So we're able to see, general, like, okay, what's the end of this place? Okay, your house shot's going to come back, right? Oh, by the end of it, the thermonuclear missile is going to be shot over here to destroy this shit, right? And then the nation of Israel is going to be in ruin. But as far as to detail, very detail, like where you gonna be at, are you gonna be at the house, or you gonna be in Louisiana or something? You don't know that part. We prophesy part as well. We know it part, right? As we push that. The more that, of course. See, I got one. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written
in the book. And we're starting to see that, the times we're living in is going to be like, it's like a time like no other, especially with the introduction of AI into society. And, things that we thought were far-fetched or sci-fi that were seen in these movies as far as like humanoids, things of that nature, that's becoming a reality. And with that, the need for people, it's going to be, or for a lot of people, it's going to be obsolete, you know. And we have the powers that be, they're putting certain things, legislation in place to unalive a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to affect you. You have more and more people dying at a substantially young age. And it's not by chance, not by coincidence. This is something that has been, strategically set in place to depopulate the world, man. You know, and it's only going to get more extreme out here, especially when we see, World War III, coming into fruition. And this is something that's, playing out right before our eyes. People aren't taking the whole situation with Venezuela and America, that whole situation serious. But basically what we see going on is another Ukraine in a Western hemisphere, man. You know? This is something that's serious. But people aren't taking this, this serious because one, majority of these people, they're not Israelites, so they weren't given these scriptures. And two, the people that these scriptures were given unto, they don't believe, or they believe in a false doctrine. So 2/3 of our people are going to die along with the world, man, because they're not paying attention. Because we come out here on the highways and byways to get the blood off our hand. And ultimately, hey, we have self-interest too. We want to get delivered. Hey, and also we want the kingdom. We want to grow. This is why we are here, right? But 2/3 of our people, man, they're going to get caught up in the times that's coming. And the times that are coming, man, are going to be very dire. And word dire means very extreme. There'll be some extreme times that we're living in like no other. The technological advancements that we see in the world, man, is unprecedented.
It's what John saw.
Right. It's like the brother said beautifully, it's what John saw and what he tried to articulate. This time that we're living in is like no other. And it's going to lead a lot of people into some, some dark times, bro.
Yeah. Ezekiel chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 3 in the NLT. It says, Son of man, he said, I am sending you to the nation of Israel, a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their ancestors have rebelled against me to this very day. They are a stubborn and hard-hearted people, but I am sending you to say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, and whether they listen or refuse to listen, remember, they are rebels. At least they will know that a prophet had been among them.
All right, so a lot of people, they're not going to understand what we're saying until death by pain.
Right.
A lot of people that they see what we're saying, and they already have in their mind, oh, these are CTs, conspiracy theorists, or they just a bunch of black extremists. They already, have in their mind that what we're saying is not true, doesn't have any merit. But when shit hits the fan, a lot of you people, man, that's on these comment boards, and I'm not saying for you brothers, that truly believe, but a lot of cats on these comment boards, scoffing, playing. A lot of you cats, man, you gonna see what time it is in the near future, bro. But the times that we're about to enter into, it's gonna be crazy. Every year it's substantially worse. It's not gonna get any better, bro. It's not gonna get any better. It's gonna get only worse and worse. You say that we in a time of X, but they're in a time of X, in which Claudius Caesar was reigning around that time. There were several famines that had left a lot of people in straits. And that's coming here to Babylon the Great, bro. A lot of people are about to be in straits. Hey, did you read in Daniel about a time like no other? Did you get that?
Yeah,
You already read it, huh?
Yeah, you want to get it again?
Right. No, it's going to get in, but it's speaking breakthrough. Right, man. Hey, it's gonna be like a town like no woman, bro. Right? If you read down, it's saying that you know, Jake has to be say out of it, but it's gonna be, it's gonna be a bad time. You already read that.
Matthew 24:21 says it too.
Right.
Says that those days weren't shortened.
There'll be no flesh.
Yeah.
And this man has insidious plans to do what? To destroy a massive group, a massive group of people, man. And you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man, you're not a part of the equation, bro. There's vehement hatred towards you by these other nations, man. The other nations look at you as decrepit. They look at you as backwards. They look at you as uninvolved. The other nations had the same consensus to get you up out of there, man.
Psalms 83.
Yep. And you can blame who for that? Esau eating the so-called white race. Okay? So the behoove you to pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on, man. Majority of our people, man, they're living in fucking la la land. All right? Perpetual children. The average so-called Negro, Latino, Native American have matured over the age of 17. Now you go, you see on the internet, you got adults fighting at little league games, man. Grown ass people fighting over little league games. Now your son steal that base one more time, my nigga.
Right.
Get the hell out with you, bro.
Yeah. Real tough.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Perpetual children, man. It could go down at any moment. You see a bonnet's getting styled. You'll see a grown ass man wearing a bonnet. Infant state of mind. Majority of our people, man, they're in a very childish mindset, bro. Which is effeminate. Okay? They're not looking for the time of trouble. They're not gearing their minds up for said peril, man. When it hits, man, you're not gonna be able to just turn on the spirit of Yahweh shot.
Right.
You know? You ain't gonna be able to just say the Hail Mary and cross yourself and everything will be all right. No, you gonna have to live the spirit. Hey, in Canada, they're making it unlawful to preach the word, to preach out of the Bible. Okay? Then what? What are you gonna believe in, man? Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah this Isaiah chapter 8. I'm gonna start at verse 11 in the A&P. It says, "For in this way the Lord spake to me with his strong hand upon me, and instructed me not to walk in the way of this people, behaving as they do, saying, you are not to say it is a conspiracy in regards to that this people call a conspiracy."
Right. You're not supposed to say that it is a conspiracy, like these people say. Right off of everything. Right?
Yeah.
Now everything that's contrary to what the masses think it's a conspiracy. That word conspiracy is not a bad thing, man. Con means with inspire means to inspire to do something. Yeah. So you coming together to conspire to do some heinous shit. Right. And has not Esau Edom shown you that for centuries? That he's into doing some insidious shit or pernicious shit. Pernicious means something that's harmful gradually. The food that we eat is pernicious, right? Yeah, we got cats out there, man. Get cancer. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, man. Diabetes at a young age.
Right.
Why is that? Because this guy that's pulling up us, man. You know, it's making food that's affordable nowadays. Poisonous, bro. That's not a light thing. But Jake will say, well, just fan it off and say,
Right.
whatever. But it was time for Jake to get the dang on jump shot. Right? What did they say to Jake? What did they say? Oh, you eat chips, don't you? I want to see that.
Right.
General Yohana, gotta bring you out. You survived crack, didn't you? Like implying that we just like Jake smoked crack in the 80s and 90s. Like we just dabbling in crack.
Like it was just like a cigarette.
Right. A very low level mindset, bro. Very low level, and you know what I'm saying, mindset that our people have, a service mindset to just accept anything and everything in your body, bro.
Or higher.
Yeah, or highly in the case of General United, right, which is still low level. You sell it out for a small bag. Sell out for $10,000 when you in the kingdom of heaven, the riches that you gonna receive if you are elected. Now, you can't put words onto something that's you can't put a label or a price range on something that's priceless. Right. Just the word priceless. But our people are selling out for small, insignificant bags, man. Good to loot. And within them doing so, right? When we bring out certain things about prophecy, they say, "Oh man, these guys are just conspiracy theories." Read that one more time, Bob.
Uh,
You got it, bro.
this Isaiah chapter 8, and I'm starting at verse 11 again in the AMP. He says, "For in this way the Lord spake to me with his strong hand upon me and instructed me not to walk in the way of this people behaving as they do, saying, you are not to say it is a conspiracy in regards to all that his people call a conspiracy."
Right.
And you,
We're not supposed to behave like these people that call everything a conspiracy. Right? This is what the Israelite leaders do, man. They say, "Oh, you know, what these guys talk about over there, Gene messages, they're just conspiracy theories." They listen to too much Alex Jones, right? The Lord and behold, the MOT system is being directed before your eyes. All we're saying that is that you're going to have to receive a charagma, a mark that's going to have it where you buy and sell, which is simply, you know, a sophisticated biometric. So a biometric is something that you use on your body, you know what I'm saying, to basically measure yourself or show, identify yourself. That's going to happen on a large scale. Facial recognition is already right before your eyes. Now, you had certain apps, you have to use facial recognition in order to open the app. Fingerprints, you know what I'm saying, just to open up certain apps. That's happening right before your eyes. All these things are happening right before your eyes. Biometrics. Man is being amalgamated with what? With machines. Right? It's not something that's form-based. But these people here that's unlearned, they say, "Oh, these guys, they're just into, you know, theories and all that stuff." All right, we gonna see, bro. Go ahead, Bob.
he says that you are not to fear what they fear, nor be in dread of it.
Right. We're not supposed to fear what they fear. Don't believe these people fear this place going down. Because the majority of these people, you know what I'm saying, who are leaders, they need this place to go forward. For them to continue the enterprise of making money, buy the truth. They need people, more members to get in, right? Because if you're dealing with large numbers, guess what? People are going to be coming in and out of those churches. So you have to market yourself in order to what? To bring new people into that congregation, so you can fill your pockets. Guess what? You get more people. Guess what? You have more people that's going to buy your merch. More people that's going to aimlessly follow you. And if you have a quota that you can meet as far as tithes, they're going to give you. You know what I'm saying? For foot soldiers, for you to look prominent. Right? So marketing is a must. You know, going on various podcasts is a must. Off what? Off of fear for you losing that money. People, that's what they're so-called leaders, that's what they're concerned about. They're concerned about filling up their pockets. And if you come out here at $3.99, bro. Hey, Proverbs 23 and 23, buy the truth and sell it not. We giving it our all, and it's for free. You can see it on the internet. Any breakdown that you want, that you desire, guess what? All you have to do is GMS so and so and so and so breakdown of this, and it's going to pop up, right? No gray areas, nothing like that. Why is that? Because we're not doing it for 50 lucre's sake. We're doing this for what? Doing this for redemption, bro. We're doing this for a kingdom. All right? Go ahead, huh?
All right, verse 13, it says, "It is the Lord of hosts whom you are to regard as holy and awesome. He shall be your source of fear. He shall be your source of dread, not man."
That's right. So we fear the Heavenly Father, not man. We fear what the Lord think versus what man think. We're not worried about what man think. We're worried about what? We're worried about getting into the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
So we're going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Whether you hear it from it, whether you like it or not. The hard sayings of the scriptures and everything, bro. There's certain things in the scriptures that make people, feel some type of way. We're going to tell you it anyway. If we were about just making ourselves look good, we're showing away from certain things. The controversy of Deuteronomy 28 and 28. 22 and 28, excuse me. We wouldn't bring it up. But hey, we're going to tell the truth. Hey, in the ancient times, man, guess what? If a man took a woman, you had to pay 50 shekels. This is a lot of cash, man. And the brothers out there in LA brought it out. It was like $150,000.
Right, yeah.
It's a lot of money, bro. And you couldn't put her away.
Right.
That would deter a man from doing that.
Yes.
But guess what? Hey, if you did do it, that's what was supposed to go down.
Right.
And having that law is implemented, but caused a lot of righteousness to go forth in the earth.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Because of that law,
No, make your point.
because if that law was implemented, the little boys growing up will understand, well, damn, me to even deal with women, I have to, have a stable situation. They wouldn't just be being niggas. They would be like, I gotta be somebody respectable in this society. So the whole mind frame would change within the little boys by people as they grew up. Just that one little law would change a lot of things in society. The Lord truly is, He is. When He issues forth, then brings forth life. Helps.
Going back, I'm gonna jump to Sirach chapter 34 and 14, because when we read in Isaiah 8 and 13, at the end of it, it's talking about how to fear the Lord. And, you know what I'm saying? Let the Lord be your fear, and let the Lord be your dread, and not a man. This is Sirach 34 and 14 in the GNT. "Fear the Lord, and you will have nothing else to fear." Your trust, and it's like if you trust in Him, is in Him, Slocky. If your trust is in Him, you will never act like a coward. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of they mentioned, what's her name? Big Flash, General Hamilton. They acted like straight cowards, bro. Here it is. They talked about creating university. You acting like a coward once the white man said you had to get the fucking job in order to keep your goddamn job. What was your faith in, man? Yeah.
They simplified zero faith. If you have people in your congregation on camera, bro, taking the jab. Yeah, I got to get the bag, man. What's your faith that the Most High is going to provide the bag? Man. What's your faith in?
Bro.
Jake talk all this shit. See, and that's what I'm saying, bro. The vibration that you put out here, you gotta be careful, because the Most High put you in a place where you gotta stand on it. And then you guys, they went to the Real Nigga Academy. Literally, what they say. They had Real Nigga Academy. What they said. The guy was a real N-word, right? Then why did you depend on, you know what I'm saying, that power that you calling on? He wasn't so. I guess he was kind of real in that scenario. Or he was all right. Kind of real. That's funny. Yeah, he's sometimes. And don't say that you were being Jacob and subplane. What subplane, bro? Right. You know, man. You bow down, bro. Right. Bow down. Okay. And that mindset only allow your congregation into death. Right. Because we are going to have to stand on what we believe in the near future. It's not going to be cool to be here Hebrews like that. Right. Hey, there's an anti-shunk campaign going on to basically make those smart heads look reasonable.
Right. Okay.
Now with that, you know what I'm saying? You think that they gonna smear us in order for that hit agenda to make themselves look better? See what happens when anti-Semitism, increases in the U.S.
Right. Because it's nothing for them to create a F flag, man.
Right.
They did it before with 911, man.
Mhm.
You seen other various things, man. So it's nothing for them to orchestrate a situation in order for them to you know what I'm saying, to get past, the point, you know what I mean, try to like the elder said, that you see what you get? See, these people are dangerous.
Right.
Nigga, when you the fucking dangerous one, man.
Yep. Have a white woman singing in the background. In the heart of the angel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Out there preaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on slow motion.
Yeah.
The brother brought up 911, but look at the recent shit. That guy in Australia with the blood all over his face.
Right.
They didn't wrap the blood up. Then you see the behind the scenes picture of them putting the damn syrup on his head. The guy on the subway that slit the lady's throat.
Right.
Didn't see no blood.
Right.
You know what I mean? This man, he's the ultimate liar.
Right.
He's getting ready to lie on these people.
Yep. And the people in the world, including our own people, they want to hear a lot from us about us, bro. The sentiment of the Great Awakening is disdainful to the masses. So it's not gonna be nothing for them to hear something about us and they take it on full force.
They hoping that there's something they can look at how they clean up to Deuteronomy 22, like you mentioned.
Yep.
If they didn't have that, bro, they'll be hurt.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have nothing. They have to make some shit up.
Yeah, but that shit happened here. Oh, right over here, I believe. You know about this guy. I was on the line looking at it. It's like, this one dude's like, yeah, look like those guys that stand out there on the street corner preaching hate. Yeah, nothing to do with that.
Right.
But guess what? That was a time for him to point the finger.
Right.
They wait.
In the times that we're living in, as things get more dire out here, things get more difficult to feed yourself. So, Jake, it's gonna be the boogeyman. Two-thirds are elect. It's gonna be the boogeyman.
Right.
One thing that you could bank on in Babylon the Great is so-called black fear. That's you could bank on that. And anytime Esau feels like his back against the wall or builds a narrative that says his back against the wall, he's gonna do some wicked shit. And time after time, he has exemplified that. What do you think's gonna happen in the time of the end? But you got these Israelite leaders out here. They're saying, oh, that's gay. Just think about it.
There you go. Yeah, that's what they say.
Yep.
Yeah, and as we get closer to the end, it says that Habakkuk, the second chapter, third verse, how it's being made manifest more and more, right? With that being made manifest more and more, it's one or two things that the other camps going to be doing. They're either going to be changing up their doctrine or whatever, which they're already pretty doing. If you take no chill, now he gonna have to stand on that when it's made mandatory.
Yep.
You gonna tell your congregation, oh, you don't care about no chill. We believe that you are, because you already did it with the jazz.
It's June.
It's
June.
That's bad, bro. Where he changed up the doctrine so many times, right? He had to speak on cryptocurrency because guess what? That's an intimate part of the MOTB. So they have changed up the doctrine so many times and we're going to the mark.
Right.
Even the one with oh no, he even said the name of Jacob Trump. I mean, that's the funniest one. Yeah. But I said, who would not think Jacob Trump?
Yeah. You said the
Plus, what I'm saying, no, Jacob Trump.
No, you said that.
Yeah, said that.
Okay.
We ain't screenshot what you said.
Yeah. Oh man, that's what people do. And they back us gets brought and use insults.
Yeah.
Ad hominem attacks. Man, bro. Any brothers got it? Where's that to close out with?
Let's look at more to this out
No,
there.
go ahead, bro.
All right, Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 13 again in A and B. It says, it is the Lord of hosts whom you are to regard as holy and awesome, He shall be your source of fear. He shall be your source of dread, not men.
Right.
Then he shall be a sanctuary, a sacred, indestructible shelter for those who fear and trust him.
Right.
But it says, but to both the house of Israel, both the northern and southern kingdom, Israel and Judah, he shall be a stone on which to stumble and a rock on which to trip. See, so those who put their trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, like I said, he's gonna be that shelter, you know, the indestructible shelter, man.
Yeah.
See, they can't be penetrated, man. Like the elder said earlier, niggas think that they can just do what they want now. When Jacob Show come, niggas gonna snap into a Slim Jim.
Right.
You ain't had that. If you ain't been in that sanctuary right now, you know what I'm saying?
Trying.
Yeah, if you ain't trying to, you ain't getting access to that sanctuary now. What makes you think you gonna have it when them doors close, man? Yeah. See, it's gonna be a fucking rock, man.
Yeah, the Lord would deal with you if you try.
Yeah.
They ain't even trying, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't even trying, bro. They could put some fringes on Nike pork, which is good. I'm not knocking the fringes. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wear, but you get a bag of change. All right. Right? Still mad nigger and shit going on, man. The whole ISUBK versus IUIC, that's a prime example. You banging on one another, bro.
Still, you mentioned Jake, the Lord will work with you in the trial.
Yeah.
In Sirach 17:25, it says this: return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins, make thy prayer before his face, and offend less. Not mean that you're not going to offend at all, but you should be rehearsing the righteous acts, like it talks about in Judges 5 and 11. The Lord, again, like the elder said, he going to work with those who are trying. All right? Who are keeping a pulse on, damn, I'm walking up right towards the Lord. Should I say this? Should I do that? They have fear. They have that righteous fear. That's what the brother Benaiah was going into. Like it talks about in Matthew 10:28, fear not him that can destroy the body, but fear him that can destroy both soul and body in him. We have that divine fear we're supposed to have with the Lord. And not the fear of losing out in the world, not the fear of men. Okay? So again, man, this is the most important thing right now. Not going to no podcast, not building a name for yourself. Okay, not no damn woman.
Yeah, selling merch.
Selling merch.
Yeah.
That's of unimportance. And it's not going to do you any good in the damn rap.
Bro, niggas are not crying out. You supposed to cry out. Here it is, the enemy is getting ready to rape you.
Yes.
That definition for salvation literally means to be saved from the molestation of the enemy, man. This nigga is getting ready to try to pop you, bro.
Yeah.
So why not cry out to your husband? That's the protection.
Yeah, no
Cry out to
kidding.
him. You see? But these niggas, like you said, these niggas on fire. These niggas, they with it.
They
Niggas,
can bust your
I might have to watch that video.
You gotta watch it.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Right.
It's a good documentary.
Man,
I know it ain't as freaky
I'm
as
trying to
it's gonna be snake straight in. Nah.
Everybody got to go to the place pretty good. Got it.
Hey, with that being said, we'll give all praises to
Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kakodash.
the bonds to the apostles, the elders, and peace and salutations to you. I got Shalom.
Shalom.